So suddenly you're at a concert hall with these jazz musicians like Cecil Taylor, and you're playing this instrument. How did you go about doing that?
I played with Cecil at Mills in California. He did a residency at my school, and then I got to perform on stage with
So that's
Cecil.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Here you are from a very different musical tradition and this very different music. How did it feel, and how did you collaborate with these people, at a totally improvisational level with this instrument? What did this feel like? What was this like?
At the beginning, I felt, before I played with them, I was already exposed to improvisation, and then I was blown away by, wow, okay, I can create music like this.
Did you suddenly find that you could express yourself much the same they were on this?
Yes, it kind of happened very quickly. Once I saw this kind of form, I said, okay, this is it. This is how I want to do, and it just happened. I mean, of course, it took years to gain experiences, but. Yeah. From understanding and that realization, it almost happened overnight. That I can my mind was just freed instantly.
But it strikes me, we talked a little earlier about the fact that this is a very soothing instrument, that the timbre of it is very soothing, and it's wooden, it's very natural. But there's something about jazz that's a very different energy. It's a very frenetic energy, especially free jazz and avant-garde jazz. Yeah. Highly rhythmic, sometimes loud.
Right, noisy.
And so here you are with this instrument that's by nature sort of very, very, very quiet, So how did you deal with that? The fact that you have an instrument that by its nature sort of wants to sit there and contemplate the mysteries of nature, quietly, and you have these frankly sort of crazy, New York jazz musicians. How did you meld those two worlds? It's a very strange thing to be doing, I think.
I think if for them actually when they play with me, they're good musicians and they really listen very well. So sometimes when it's a big group, it's very difficult to hear me. But if it's a somewhat mid-size and the musicians, they're really intuitive with improvisation. Yeah. So I haven't found actually much difficulty to. And I know when they need to have their time, and they have their time.
Because you're a good musician, too. Yeah, exactly.
I think for improvisers, you have to be a good listener to begin with.
Absolutely. Yeah, right. Was there some problem with amplification? I noticed you have a volume control here, so it is possible to amplify.
Yeah, this one is custom made to have this little pickup built in, but usually you don't find very often. You have to have this made.
So is that a problem? This instrument to actually amplify it, put it through a sound system? That seems like also a hard sort of a problem to tackle. I
have experienced with pickup and pedals. It's interesting. It's really interesting. But for my kind of personality, or maybe with different type of performance that I would do, I still prefer the natural sound, because when you amplify it, it sounds like it doesn't deliver the purity.
Right.
Clarity of the wooden sound.
Right. Yeah. You've been talking about your compositions on the guzheng, but we haven't heard any of them yet. Maybe you'd like to play one of your own compositions for us?
Yeah.